It has been a rough few weeks for me, but I am glad to be back. Hello, acolytes. You might notice that I've been gone for quite a while. My dog died at the end of May, and it put quite a damper on my creative drive, but we also got a new puppy, and that has been a lot of work. So I finally have a moment alone to record some voiceover because I have been drawing. I have actually been drawing a lot because I have to watch Puppy in the living room and there's nothing really to work on that I can work on in the living room because my desktop setup is in my bedroom. So I've been drawing a lot on my iPad. So that's been great. I've been able to get ahead a little bit there. But that means that I haven't been able to do the administrative stuff like doing voiceovers and thumbnails and uploading and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I am hoping to get a little bit ahead, and I'm also trying to create some more products for my shop, which is officially up live and has a whole bunch of products in it. The shop is afterplagueart.myshopify.com. You can see the link on the screen here. There's also a link in the description. Most of the stuff on the website now is done through Printify, but if I start getting some sales, I want to bring production in-house, start printing my own stickers and doing shipping and that kind of thing. It's just at the moment I don't really have the capital to do all of that stuff at home. So if you'd like some more personalized products and stuff, be sure to go over and support the store, and there should be some new stuff coming soon. So because I was trying to create some stickers, I was thinking of what would be some really good sticker compositions, and I really like this circular, I've been calling it the life and death sticker. So this is life and death, and I just drew these two little foxes. Oddly enough, I started this before my dog died, so it doesn't really have anything to do with that, but it did definitely take on some additional meaning as I was finishing it after being home. But mostly I just worked on it because I really enjoy drawing skeletons, and I really enjoy seeing skeletons in art, skulls and skeletons and bones and that kind of thing. They just have a vibe and aesthetic that I really, really enjoy, and it's something that I would love to incorporate into more of my artwork, into more of my products. The reason I don't is because bones are complicated and finicky and very difficult and blah, 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 blah. So it took me forever, as you can see, to draw the fox skeleton, but I did do this on a live stream. I haven't been streaming recently because it's been hard with the puppy, but as soon as she's a little bit more independent and doesn't want to chew a cable and potentially electrocute herself, I'm going to be back to streaming on Twitch. My Twitch is Afterplague, so I'll be back there soon, and I would love to see you there. That would honestly be great. I had a really good time on this stream. I had a viewer that was very fun to be around, so that was a good time. I was thinking about this illustration, and part of me wanted to make it black and white. I don't know. I'm still debating whether or not that's something that I wanted, because I really do love illustrations that are just black and white with a lot of texture. And I thought about doing this for this one, but I thought that the bones were quite intricate, and that if I did too much texture on them, that they would become a little bit lost. So I did do line art that was quite textured and had a lot of, I have a hard time describing it other than texture, but a lot of loose flowing lines, a lot of hatching kind of, to imply form. But I also decided to go in with a color palette. I tried to make it semi-muted. It ended up a bit brighter than I was expecting, but I kind of liked it because the part that ended up brighter was the life half, and I was like, well, if it is life and death, maybe the life half should be a bit more vibrant and cheerful, full of life, I suppose, is the way I would describe that. I actually had a really good time doing this line art, even though it was very intricate. Line art is always one of my favorite parts of the process. I just feel like the hard part is already done, right? The sketch is the hard part, and so I just get to, enjoy these really smooth, long lines. I get to enjoy adding texture when and where I want to. And so that is actually something that you will see, like, throughout my artwork, and a lot of my artwork is that it's really line art heavy, which is one of the reasons that I tend to resist painting. Like, I think painting would be really fun. I always think that painting looks really good when I see it in other people's artwork, but there's something about the line art process that's so enjoyable for me. And so while I do want to get better at painting, and while I'm going to keep practicing, I think I have made a decision, and watch me change my mind 2 weeks from now, but I think I've made a decision that like I enjoy line art and I want it to be a part of my my art style pretty much permanently. You know, I don't want to try and resist the urge to do line art anymore. Speaking of, I actually pulled out traditional ink pens, like microns and stuff, for the first time in a really long time because I was working on a project with the kid I tutored. Shout out Max, you were super cool. So we were working on a project with ink pens, and I was traditionally inking for the first time in forever, and it was so nerve-wracking because I was like, oh my god, I can't hit the undo button. What am I gonna do? So I made a lot of mistakes starting out because I kept trying to correct lines that I had messed up and blah blah blah. But I'm actually really happy with how this illustration is turning out, and I 100% want to make it a print on my shop. Link in the description, I'm going to plug it again. But I want to make it a print on my shop. The only thing is I need to do some finishing touches on it because it is quite a complicated illustration. And I would say I'm like 70% done, so that's, you know, pretty exciting. And I can't wait to show it to you guys. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in a video because I could not record the process while I was using my camera for Zoom. You know, it just doesn't work like that. So anyway, if you would like to see that, you'll have to check out my other social medias. I am After Plague everywhere except Twitter, where I am after_plague. So yeah, if you want to see that, you'll have to check out my other socials. So for the coloring on this illustration, I did start out with sort of like true colors for the fox, because I've found that like, and I'm not sure that this is the best way to do it. I'm pretty sure most people would say it's not, but I find that the best way that I know how to color is by doing true colors and then putting a filter over top of all the colors so it blends them together and, you know, creates a more cohesive color palette. I don't know. That's probably not the best way to do it. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me, more experienced artists. But basically, I did a warm shade on the bones because I thought, you know, it would be interesting to do a warm shade on the bones and then a cool shade on the fox, just to sort of make them more opposite but tie into each other, because the bones are definitely a very, you know, cool color. And I think that turned out really well. I also really enjoyed adding these like lighter yellow orangey textures to the fox's fur. I thought that was really fun. Again, just like adding texture and lines to the illustration, it gives it so much energy and movement. I love it. It's my favorite part, and I think I've decided I want to keep doing that with most of the rest of my artwork. The other thing I wanted to do with this sticker is give it a framing device. So I added in these like wreaths, is that what they're called? These leaves going around the outside, and there's also a big old flower in the middle. The only thing about that is that I kind of regret not making the flower straight on. Like, when I was doing it, I thought about it. I was like, oh, I should make this flower straight on so you can place the sticker either way. But I just don't think flowers from straight on look very interesting. Maybe I just draw them incorrectly, but I always draw flowers from a slight angle. Roses, I mean. So I didn't really know how to draw it straight on, and I don't tend to think they look very good. So I don't know if I truly regret that, you know. Part of me is like, yeah, it would have been fun to have it, you know, reversible either way, because pretty much everything else is reversible top or bottom, but I don't know. I think I like it better not being straight on. I don't know if this came across. I don't think it does, but the roses on the side are supposed to be like wilted. I think it kind of comes across to the one that's facing down, but the one that's facing up, it doesn't really come across that way at all. I'm not sure. You'll have to tell me, because I think it sort of does, it sort of doesn't. I'm not sure that people would perceive it that way unless I told them straight up, like, you know, this is a wilting rose. I decided to go with a purple because I had shaded the fox purple and I had given it slightly like a purple overcast. And then this also very blue-green. I just didn't want the roses to distract from what was going on with the foxes. But I did do something with the roses that I really liked as well. They were looking sort of like flat and not very dimensional to me. So once I had finished coloring and highlighting them, I took like a big old soft airbrush and I added like a color to the top part that's facing the life fox. So it's supposed to look more alive the closer it is to the life fox, and more dead the further it is away from the life fox. And then my boyfriend suggested that I make the top wreath red to sort of also tie into that it's more alive on top sort of thing, and keep the bottom one black so it's more of a dead color. And I actually think that looks really good. It adds some variation. I really like that. So this is my final life and death sticker. It is available on my shop. It should be available on my shop by the time this video goes live, so if you want to check that out, again, afterplagueart.myshopify.com. It's also in the description. It's also on the screen. Check all of that stuff out. There's a lot of stuff on there. My mom has been helping me put product up there because my mom is lovely and nice. So big thank you, Mom. If you like this video, please be sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I'm going to be trying to upload very regularly again, so we'll see how that works out. If you want to see more of me, you can follow me on all my social medias. I am AfterPlague on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and after_plague on Twitter. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you survive this post-plague world.